What makes a good window? A window is made of 3 essential components: your profile, your glass, and your hardware, and how those things come together make up your window. And they affect the structural performance, the airtightness, the look, the operation. Starting with the extrusion itself, that really defines the performance of the window. We manufacture our UPVC window. It has 6 chambers or 6 thermal layers. So we count those like this: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Those layers are going to stop that heat from leaving through the frame and keep that energy inside the house. Why did we choose UPVC? Well, we said to ourselves, how do we make the most elegant window, but also make it extremely high performing, but also make it insanely affordable so that we can make the biggest difference in the most amount of buildings. And this profile was what we decided on. And every window we make features this 2mm steel U-channel, which gives us great structural stability. So really, you're getting a steel window structurally with a blanket of UPVC wrapped around it. The 2mm steel U-channel, that gives us an AW60. That's AMA's highest grade for structural and water and air tightness. It's their highest rating for windows. Our hardware, we anchor our hardware back into the steel, so it gives us longevity and reliability for the operation. Been project tested for 20 stories. Just finished a 14-story PHI certified passive house. And that steel gives you great design flexibility in terms of how you can make really big sashes that open, really great design flexibility on the overall window itself. And with our automated machining process, we can cut that window down to 0.5 millimeter. So, you let us know. Air tightness, water tightness, that is our primary responsibility in buildings. We want to keep people dry and we want to keep the building airtight, and our windows perform that both exceptionally well. We've been tested at 12 pounds per square foot. Our AMA's at 9 pounds per square foot. We have air leakage rate of 0.01 cubic feet per minute. So it's a very, very airtight window. Oh, I was talking about the gasket. So the middle gasket. This middle gasket, I love this middle gasket because it is leaning and putting positive pressure on the sash, but the extrusion is rigid here as well at the bottom of it, and that is creating a great drainage plane. So if any water did get past this on a high wind load day and the rain's pounding here and it gets past, it's going to hit this wall and it's going to drain right out the weep holes. And so it's going to keep the building dry and everyone comfortable. As we said earlier, the windows critical in many roles. It's also your interior finish, your exterior finish. This coating here is 2 layers of PMMA, acrylic backed, and then heat bonded and pressure bonded back to the profile. All our foils are UV protected and stable from fading or delaminating for 20 years here in all of North America at every altitude and longitude across. So southernmost of Mexico, northernmost of Canada, all the peaks and valleys in between. Nooks and crannies. The hardware. So this is called the Euro Groove. What goes in the Euro Groove? Our hardware. When you see a fully operable window, all the hardware fits inside that groove. The hardware we use is we use all mushroom cams. So when you open and close our windows, you'll see that the hardware has a little cap on it shaped like a mushroom, and that gives additional air tightness. And the amount of locking points that we put by standard on all our windows far exceeds the level of anyone else who's in this category. We put locking points on all the way around, and we optimize them, especially down on the hinge side. And when we're doing commercial windows, we put snubbers down the hinge side for those commercial windows where you have restrictors on there. So we have an NYC DOH approved restrictor so that it's safe for the occupants not to fall out. But we go the extra mile of putting snubbers down that side where you wouldn't typically be able to have that on a turn-only window. One thing that we are really also crazy about is that on the bottom hinge, a lot of folks just put a hinge and they screw it down in here, call it a day. We have a special hinge with these long posts on it that we have to then drill through the steel, and then it goes into the posts, and we do this by standard. And then it gives us an additional weight that can carry on there, 180 kilograms. So it gives us great design flexibility on our sashes and great reliability. Glass packages. So we don't say, oh, you're doing passive house, that's nice. Here's our 5 glass packages. I hope one works. No, I say, hey, you've been working hard doing an energy model, show us your model and let's design a glass package to suit you. Whether it's the center of the glass that's driving the conversation, or whether it's visual transmittance, or OITC, or bird glass requirements, we can mix and match, and of course, let's not forget solar heat gain coefficient. We can mix and match all those different things and find the priority that you want. Now, I'm not going to tell you, oh, you give me 3 values and I'm going to hit every single one of those. Designing glass is half art, half science, because you have to, so I say, give us your most important priority and then we design around that. Having many fabricators gives us the flexibility of working with so many different spacers as well. And the spacer is super critical to the performance of the IGU. And the spacer, so in case you don't know, that's the spot, the spaces of glass out in between. And what is the spacer and what it's made out of really affects the overall performance of the window. If you have an aluminum box spacer, which my grandmother cooked with an aluminum pot and pan, that was, that's good conductivity, right? But we don't want that in our window. We want something that's less conductive. So something like a super spacer, which is a foam spacer, or a Swiss spacer, and Technoform spacer, those are hybrid spacers. A hybrid spacer is a stainless steel frame, which is less conductive than aluminum, and then with a polycarbonate top, and these are both filled with desiccant to absorb any moisture. Then you have TPS, which is coming online, which is pretty exciting. This is a thermoplastic spacer, and very interesting because it has a low conductivity. It also it's extruded directly onto the glass when it's insulated. And we have many, many different types. You have entry doors, balcony doors, tilt only, hoppers, turn only, sliding windows. And we can do, look at this is affordable housing. This is right in Madison, New Jersey. This is in the South Bronx. This is a replacement project. Then this is an award-winning project, FIA certified passive house in Brooklyn. This is in Pittsburgh. So it could be anything. We can go into a single family home traditional, or we can go into a modern home like this one in Studio City in Los Angeles. This is in Washington, DC. So we have installs from Maine to Seattle to Southern California to Florida and many places in between. And made in America.